Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
That's why both have facial recognition as a primary security feature. Both the devices have metal chassis with glass covering the front and rear side. The glossy finish makes both the devices quite impressive. The Find X glass finish looks more complete as it isn't interrupted with the cameras or fingerprint scanner. The volume rockers on the Find X are on the left edge whereas the power button is on the right edge. For connectivity the device has USB-C port, however, it lacks the traditional 3.5mm headphone jack. The Oppo Find X is featuring one of the largest display on any flagship in the market. It sports a 6.42 inches curved display panel with a full HD Plus screen resolution of 1080 x 2340 pixels. It's a Super AMOLED display with a pixels density of 403 pixels per inch. Oppo managed to put such gigantic display by reducing the bezels to the extreme. The Find X screen-to-body ratio is 93.8% with none bezels on three edges except the bottom side. The Corning Gorilla Glass 5 is protecting the display from accidental drops. On the other, the iPhone X also have a bezel-less design but it isn't close to Find X in terms of screen-to-body ratio. The iPhone X has a 5.8 inches OLED display panel with a full HD Plus screen resolution of 1125 x 2436 pixels. Due to the smaller display, its aspect ratio is better at 458 pixels per inch. Apple uses scratch-resistant glass to protect it from accidental drops. Overall the display panel on both the devices is quite impressive but the Find X takes lead due to its curved edges and more striking design with none bezels. In the hardware department, the optimization plays a vital role here. The Android running smartphone requires more RAM to be on par with the iOS running device in a performance. That's why Apple's latest best flagship still has 3 GB RAM when top-tier Android smartphones have 8 GB RAM. Being the latest flagships, both are overloaded with the best possible hardware. The Qualcomm's latest octa-core Snapdragon 845 SoC is powering the device with 8 GB RAM. It is the same SoC which is powering almost all flagships of this year and we have to admit it performs pretty great. According to Qualcomm, the new Snapdragon 845 performs 25% better than its predecessor. So if you are looking for an Android powerhouse, the Find X is certainly a great option as it falls in the ultra-premium Android smartphone in terms of performance. The iPhone X is powered up by the Apple's latest own-designed A11 Bionic chipset. It's an hexa-core SoC with 3 GB RAM. In multi-core performance, the Find X may take lead but on single-core, it isn't an easy task to beat iPhone X. However, the iPhone X is more than 6 months old, that's why it is pretty much understandable why Find X is a better performer. The iPhone X successor isn't far away so we can expect things will change once the successor is out. Both the devices have dual cameras set up on the rear side. The iPhone X has dual 12MP modules. The primary sensor has f/1.8 aperture whereas the secondary sensor is a zoom lens with up to 2x optical zoom. The primary sensor has optical image stabilization and it can record 4K videos. Up front the selfie camera is 7MP. On the other hand, the Find X has dual sensors of 16MP plus 20MP. Both the sensors' aperture size are f/2.0. The dual sensors are accompanied with dual LED flashlight. Up front, the selfie camera is 25MP with f/2.0 aperture. Undoubtedly on paper, the Find X is a better option. The camera integration on both the devices is different which makes things quite interesting. The iPhone X dual rear sensors are placed vertically on the top left corner whereas the Oppo Find X cameras are not visible. Both rear and front camera sensors will pop up once you open your camera app. A complete setup of camera sensors and LED flashlight will pop out from the top to capture images which are quite speedy and looks amazing. However, in this case, both the iPhone X and Oppo Find X lacks the fingerprint scanner, instead both have 3D facial recognition as a primary security feature. Apple 3D facial recognition tech is dubbed as Face ID, whereas Oppo facial tech is dubbed as O-Face. The O-Face tech using infrared sensor and selfie camera to 3D map user's face, unlocking the device. Once you press the power button, the Find 10 camera will pop up to identify you to unlock the device. You may find it a bit odd, but it works quite efficiently. You won't feel any lag at all. As OS, the Oppo Find X is pre-installed with the Android Oreo 8.1 with Color OS 5.1 layer over it. It is preloaded with the Google's stock version suite of apps. The good thing is Find 10 also have Android P beta program support, which means you can taste the next Android OS before the final release later this year. The iPhone X was announced with the iOS 11, however, it is now updated with many minor updates. It is eligible to receive the iOS 12 later this year. If you prefer stock experience, the iPhone X is a better choice. However, the custom Color OS on the Find 10 brings a number of features on board to provide users a better UI experience. The Find X lights are kept on by a 3730 mAh battery cell, which can easily last more than 1 day on single charge. It is significantly larger than the 2716 mAh battery cell on the iPhone X. Despite the fact, the Apple devices are power efficient, but the Find 10 takes lead here. The Oppo Find X takes lead in almost all departments, but certainly, it doesn't have recognition like the Cupertino's flagship. Undoubtedly, Oppo tries to bring almost everything to make it one of the best flagship of this year, and we have to admit Oppo did a commendable job in almost all departments. The beautiful bezel-less design with pop-up camera setup makes it quite luring. Certainly, it won't be an easy task to beat it in the performance, design and cameras department. The Oppo Find X gives us a glimpse regarding the next-gen smartphone's clean design without bezels and cameras. Apple iPhone X successor isn't far away, that's why you don't have to wait longer for the Find 10 real competitor. In the end, we would like to hear our readers' thoughts regarding the Find 10 versus iPhone X in the comments section below. Stay tuned for more comparisons and previews.